Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back live, the OTT Sports Network. Harry Haviland and Shooter McGowan back at the Promenade with you for some more Warriors hockey. Another rough loss this morning, and they're looking to redeem themselves one more time, taking on a Littleton 13U AA. Littleton does have two teams. I want to claim this out here. Their 14 is in a different division, but there is no straight 13, so this is all Bantam hockey. They are in our league. We'll be playing them this season, but we are all on the same mission. We all have one goal to start the rolling scenario of multiple goals. We haven't scored in 6 periods. Shooter, do you feel confident with these guys tonight?
I feel confident. We will score a goal in this game. I do feel confident about that. We need to play a different level of hockey. We need to be able to shoot. We need to be able to hit. We need to be able to go after this puck at aggression that we haven't been able to do yet. So.
You heard it right there. Insider information. Place your bets. OTT Sportsbook now live in Vegas. And good to see Weaver's back on the ice with his teammates today. Still missing Salazar and Halat, of course. But we're going to have 15 skaters, so might see a little bit more stability on the lines without having to shift up. Maybe some comfortability. Comfortability, is that a word?
Comfortability?
Comfortability?
That is indeed a word. Stability could be another one we could throw in there.
That might be the one I was thinking of first. Consistency, yes. Lots of those E words. But we're looking forward to being here with you guys, settling down for your Friday evenings. I know that it's RV's homecoming, so Kai's missed in that tonight, but they've got it in on the big screen in the gym, so everybody's packed in at RV to watch this game as well. Shout out, congrats to everybody there at Hoko.
You ever seen the ref get involved in the pre-game chant here?
No.
Oh, he's ready to go.
Maybe that could be in our favor. We haven't had exactly a lot of calls in our favor.
Maybe he's making sure that there's no naughty words being said. I don't know. That's the first time for me.
And stepping between the pipes tonight, looks like Jack Graham is going to get the start for your Warriors.
Great to see Jack Graham between the pipes. Welcome, Jack.
Getting ready to go here, and Weaver wins the draw right over to Egelceder, who fires that one in deep. Sending it around the backside. Lar going after it. McGowan taking the hit. Or giving the hit, I should say. Lar turns, shoots, and a quick shot there by the Warriors, gloved down by the Littleton goaltender. I'm not sure if they're going to keep shots on net, but I want to try and pay a little bit of attention to it if they are, see if they're doing their job correctly.
Yeah, they struggled a little bit in the morning game on that.
I think we all struggled in the morning game.
Well, that's true.
I got a bunch of work done, managed to even catch like a 20-minute cat nap this afternoon as another shot's in. Weaver looking to get his team on the board. Now McGowan in behind the net. McGowan kicking that one down. Graham McGowan skating around. He's got a little bit of time in the corner. Pass it back out to the point. Egelceder flipping one in. Weaver trying to tip it down. Back over to Lar. Littleton's fighting to get it out of their zone. Now they tip it back outside the blue line. Egelceder turns, puts that off the boards, takes a soft bounce. And Littleton is offside for a shift over here with 48 seconds off, 48 seconds off the clock. Yes, you can check my math, it's correct.
Oh no, I'm just shocked. It seemed like a lot longer than that.
It did. Toto, Woolley, and Medeo now stepping out with Kolchevsky and Cannonberg. Kolchevsky battling right at his blue line. Littleton sending that in. The Hawks get it to Toto, who spins it back out to Woolley. Hawks fire a shot in. Cannonberg going into the corner for it. Henry Cannonberg turning back around off the boards, back over to the Hawks. Toto deep in his own end, looking to wind up. Toto putting it off the boards, takes a hit, and then Woolley has to come pick that puck up, and Littleton keeps it in. The Hawks going after it with Kolchevsky taking a couple of bumps in the corner. Woolley now pinned up against the boards. They're battling tight there with Littleton coming out with the puck. Forcing their way towards the front of the net, then they turn it back out to the point. Send a shot in wide. Cannonberg flips it up, out, and Medeo trying to chase this one down. Medeo tangled up with a player in behind and comes out with a puck. Medeo knocking another player down, he goes with him. Popovic stepping off the bench to join the play deep in the corner. Warriors forcing their way into the Hawks zone. Medeo coming out of the corner with it. Hawks try and knock him off that puck. Back out to Kannenberg. He's in deep off the point, loses the puck on the boards, taking down 2 players, and then coming out with the puck. Foster behind the net. Devin Foster circles, looking for Benevelski. Then he gets crunched up against the glass in the corner with 2 Hawks players trying to take that puck away from him. Benevelski back over to Foster. Out to the point. Kannenberg's still out there. Henry Kannenberg reverse hits his man into the corner with Foster shoveling for that puck. A big shot by Kannenberg and another glove save by the Littleton goaltender. Shots on net now should say 2-0 up there if they add this one. And we've got ourselves 11:30.
If they add 2 ones.
If they had 2 ones.
But they have 0-0.
It's 1-0.
No.
Yeah, down to the bottom.
Shots on goal?
Yeah, 1-0. 1-0 on the bottom, right below penalty.
Oh, now I see.
There we go.
Yeah.
Shooter's
Shooter's a little slow today because I was looking at the scoreboard.
Benevelski behind his net. He's with Moore on defense. That one gets kicked out to the blue line. Popovic steals it and can't control it. He has Haviland ahead of him. They wave off icing. Haviland going hard into the corner, trying to pick this puck up. Haviland off of his skate, spinning. 2 players to contend with. Haviland still has the puck. By Haviland behind the net, working his way into the far corner. Circling back out, gets that one knocked up. Weber with him. Popovic on the back check as Benevelski and Moore back skate through. And that should be an icing call that they wave off. You got to get to the red line, I thought, before you can flip that one in. Benevelski had Weber cutting through center, but he had somebody to mess with him just outside his blue line. And now it's outside the Hawks blue line with Littleton cutting through center ice across that Highland Hills Jaguars logo. Owen Moore turning in the corner. Hard pass across to Lar. Reed Lar coming out, a couple guys with him. That one's tipped out of the zone by Weber, and he was ahead of the play, and it's whistled down for an offside. OTT Sports Network, the only place you're going to find your Arapahoe AA hockey all season long. We're happy to be here with you at the Promenade on a Friday evening.
And a big shout out to Harry Haviland for actually getting Lar correctly. I think it's now sticking. It'll just roll off the tongue now.
I've been practicing all afternoon. I called my boss Lar on the conference call twice today. He didn't know what I was talking about, but you got to do those mental exercises to get it in there.
That's what it takes.
Woolley taking one off the chin, and that bounces down in favor of the Hawks. To the blue line and right back out to Woolley. He's got one guy to beat. Deacon Woolley's got the speed and he's coming in, breaking in. Deacon Woolley shoots, trying to go 5-hole. The goalie closes the pads on him and keeps it out of the net. Woolley has a tendency to look 5-hole when he has those opportunities.
He does.
But I love the speed from him cutting through center ice there and getting in the offensive zone. Toto and Medeo join him for the offensive zone draw. Toto controls it back over, and Medeo shoots one. I don't know if that was deflected or he just sent it into orbit. Field goal attempt, no good, and we continue to have ourselves a 0-0 hockey game.
That was the wrong club selection on that shot.
Woolley after it. The play does seem to be deep into the Hawks zone for the majority of this first period. The shots on net showing that, but still no goals here for the Warriors as Foster sends a hard ripper in wide of the net. Egglesey stepping in from the blue line, back into the corner. Egglesey pushing his man up off the puck. Popovic getting the Foster pass on his skate back to his stick, and then that one's deflected. And Foster stealing it away again. Devin Foster with the behind the back move, cutting towards the front of the net, back over to Popovic on the far side. He's gonna have to control this one, back over the point to settle it down. Looking, and Haviland shoots, and again right into the belly of the goalie. Looking short side there, Shooter couldn't find the right angle.
That is a tough angle, but great opportunity there.
The chances
we want to see more of those.
Foster going around the far side. They pass that up. Haviland intercepts. Back over to Popovic. He's at the blue line. Pops sees Kannenberg across the side. Feeding it over to Kolchewski. He's going to send that one in. It's deflected a couple of times in front and back underneath this goaltender who's doing a fine job keeping the rubber from going past him.
I'm going to keep my comments to myself.
This line staying out there with Foster winning the draw. Tipped over to the point by Popovic. Now it's loose in front. They flip that one high. It bounces down at center ice. Cannonberg being chased down into his own end. Makes that pass over to Kolcheski with a quick turnaround. Tapped out by Foster. It was behind Popovic, and now Cannonberg retreating. Weak one. Haviland's coming back in. Kicks it back into the corner. Cannonberg now with some time. Winding up. Cannonberg with a couple of moves in his own end. He's going to force this one through down the right side. Henry Cannonberg coming in. Shoots. He's looking for that far side, and it just skips past. Coming off the bench just in time was Benevelski, and he knocks it outside the zone, and the Hawks bring it back in offside. Reeves at the dot. Battles caught up and escapes. Gets it to Lara, who's at center ice. Dumping it in the corner. He's chasing it down. Lara going after it. Managing to get to that puck. Kicking it into the corner to Weber. Centering past to McGowan. Doesn't get through. And then Kolcheski gets Benevelski gets a stick on it. Lars trying this again. Working his way into the corner. Now behind the net. Lara chasing it down. Hawks managed to send that back in the far corner. Benevelski stepping way in from the blue line as McGowan steps back into his position to cover. Around more, and McGowan's going to have to take this at center ice as the Warriors get back on side. All the way across, and Lars sends it in. He's not going to chase that one down as he rips off for a change. McGowan taking his man into the boards. Weber back out to the blue line and kept in by Woolley. Nice. Speeding in off the bench. Deacon Woolley with a backhand flip in front and another save. Woo. Extracurricular pushing and shoving. They're going to send at least one of them. Maybe two, maybe three, maybe four.
Anything in their phone?
Yeah, right.
No, it's going to be McGowan and his counterpart that are both going to see the bench. No power play on this one, as it's still going to continue to be 5-on-5 with the Coincidentals sitting in the box for the next 2 minutes. 6:57 left to go here, first period action at the
Graham McGowan being checked into the McGowan suite.
He's got frequent flyer points in there. Might get a free stay in Nashville next week.
Might.
Woolley pushing up against two Hawks players. Sent around back to the blue line. Gruber firing one in. Woolley with a tip. Gets that one kicked into the corner. Back over to Deacon. Woolley gets bumped off the puck. And the Hawks are trying to get it out of their zone. Hawks come through center, finally pushing this one into Warriors territory. But Egelseeder just sends that around the far side where Medeo's waiting for it. Back into the corner. Egelseeder reversing. Up to the blue line. Woolley coming out. Going down is Toto. He's hard after it. There's 2-on-1 here, but they can't get the puck. Littleton picks it up behind their net with a breakout backhand pass, and Egelseeder claps one off the toe of the defender's stick, sending it into the far corner. Back over to Popovic with a backhand spin into the corner. Pops chasing this one down. Egelseeder in off the blue line. Back past Foster, and now Gruber chasing his man back. Gruber gets the tip on him. Up to Popovic, who catches the puck on his skates, and we continue to be unable to get those passes out. Popovic still working hard. He's powering his way in behind the net. Loses the puck with the rest of his line changing up. At the blue line, Haviland steps in, tries to make the second attempt tap at it. Doesn't keep it inside the blue line, with the Hawks coming back out to center and trying to stick handle their way through. Looking for the net guard there. Kolcheski picks it up. He's got to head off. He's going to be replaced by Benevelski as he fixes his equipment. And Popovic gets it back out to center ice. Haviland trying to knock it off of him. Back over to Kolcheski. Cross. Cannonberg looking for Pops. That puck was tipped at center ice off of something. But the refs are going to decide that they like the icing call better, and they need these steps in. They're going to go 200 feet the other direction. We got 4:56 left to go here in the first period. Still 0-0. Shots on net definitely in favor of your Warriors. Foster winning that one over and then cleared out by Cannonberg. Popovic gets it out of the zone. With the Hawks the first back there. DDD across the inside of their blue line. Mishandled momentarily and then back over to Moore. Moore off the boards. Couldn't get it to Pops. Benevelski's going to take his attempt. Gets it to Haviland at center. Haviland gets hung up with a player, but he's still pushing his way into the offensive zone. The other D-man comes over and saves his partner. But they can't get it clear. Foster working his way out of the corner. Devin Foster centering pass just about off a skate of a couple of players tangled up in front of the net. Hawks flipping it back over the other side. Benevelski working deep into the zone. Hawks trying to hold this one up, killing some time off the clock with Haviland in front. Kai Haviland with the shot and another one right into the goaltender. I think maybe we should explain to them that there's room around the goalie and you don't have to aim for that logo every time.
I have yet to see a goaltender who takes up the entirety of the net. So there is space. You just have to look for it.
I mean, I've seen it once. It's on that commercial. You got a walrus in that. That's not fair. No walrus is here. Shot goes in wide off the boards. McGowan flipping it back into the corner. Weber bumping his man off the pocket but couldn't collect it. Him and Lar and McGowan keeping the forecheck pressure on. Back in for Weebs, tipping it to Lar. He's got McGowan in front, tries to center it, puts it off the post. The goalie kicks it over to his defenseman, and then the forwards make their way through center ice. Egelseeder taking his man out of the play, but Littleton's in behind the Warriors. Jack Graham making his first save of the game. McGowan tipping that to Lar, and here comes Reed Lar. Reed Lar on the breakaway. Finally trying to get a shot off. The goalie gets a pad on it. He couldn't get it up high enough. And another save here by the Littleton Tendy. They're saying the shots on net are 7-0. We know that's wrong. Weber continuing the work inside. McGowan with him. Back out. Gruber at the blue line. Backhand shovel pass in from McGowan. That one sneaks across the blue line. No, they still have it in with Gruber pestering. Back over to Toto. It's underneath his blade. Kolchevsky, and then back over. Woolley got some room to work. He loses the puck behind him momentarily, but he's going to build up speed, work his way in down the right side. Woolley can't stick handle his way through the defenseman, but gets a puck back in the corner where he gets shoved up against the boards for putting in all that hard work. Breaking out 1-on-2 now. Here come the Hawks. Cannonberg trying to take the man out of the play, and then Medeo picks up the loose puck. Back over to Cannonberg, circling behind his own net. Cannonberg off the boards, bounce past to Woolley. He puts that one to the center. It was behind Toto trying to break out of his own zone, so the Hawks keep it in. 2:07 left to go here in the first. Warriors with lots of chances, no conversions. And Medeo gets it to Cannonberg, who's ripping through center ice. Henry Cannonberg coming in. Shoots one, blocker save down into the corner by the goalie. Rebound taken away there by the Hawks, and back to the Hawks as they're working up out of their own zone. Kick past the blue line. Popovic stepping into the play. And Benevelski losing it. Bouncing puck flipped into Graham where he makes the easy save. Back over to Meddale. Sending it to the far side. Owen Moore's got some room. He's got Pops up at center. Through the legs of Benevelski, but he's got some speed. He's going to take this one inside the zone. Can't quite handle it, so he just backhands that into the corner for Pops. It's been a while here without a whistle. I'm getting a little dry in my throat. Couldn't keep that one in, and as I say that, we're whistled down here with an offside call. 1:14 left to go. First period action with Harry Haviland and Shooter McGowan live in Westminster, Colorado. Flip shot comes in, bounces off the back of boards. Moore trying to send that out, and 2-on-1 opportunity here up to Popovic, who taps that with one hand on his stick. Foster in front of the net, gloves it down. Foster back in front and couldn't quite finish. Benevelski Over to Moore, rip one, and Moore's shot gets blocked in front. To Benevelski, tipping that into the corner. Popovic spinning around behind the ref, looking for somebody in front. Sends that one over to the far side. Haviland and Moore both go for it. Haviland's tied up with his man, so Moore comes in on the blue line to help him out. Into Popovic, gloving it down, trying to put it on his tape. Now it's caught up and into the goalie's pads and hung onto with only 24 seconds left to go in the period. Again, I'll say it, there's been shots on net, but not a lot of perfectly placed shots. Can I say that?
The creativity in the shot selection leaves a little bit to be desired right now. We'll just
That's a good way to put it there, yes. Goalie has been doing a good job. He's been facing the majority of these shots in this game. Lahr has it. Lahr to Weber, and he gets just the toe of it. And it's through the crease, around for Lahr. Gruber in deep. Eagle-Cedar holding on to the point. Player skating behind him, so he's going to have to jump back into center ice. The whistle is going to sound. The buzzer's going to go off. And we're at the end of a first period now with 7 periods with no goals in these Warriors in the last 3 hockey games.
That is true. However, we want to look at the positive. And the positive is the fact that we're actually getting some shots. But as we talked about earlier, we need to be a little bit more creative on where we shoot. As you mentioned, it's a big net. There's a lot of surface area to cover. We just need to pick our head up.
Yes, please. The lovely servers here at Bender's Bar and Grill are coming out to get our orders, which is much appreciated. Bender's wasn't open this morning, but they do a great job in there. Let's change this period up as well as we wait.
We'll do that, and while we do that, I have to mention that Harry has been very busy today with his own job, but also with the OTT Sports Network and bringing on a new sponsor. And
yes.
So we need to talk about our new sponsor today.
Let's talk about these guys. Save a Tree, tree shrubs and lawn care. I tell you what, they did a wonderful job at my house the other day. They cleaned up the shrubs around my deck. My decks never look bigger, never look cleaner. If anybody wants to come over and see my deck, you just show up at my house. But they also do lawn care. They do tree service. They do anything that you could possibly imagine to make your yard, your landscaping look just beautiful. Shout out.
You need some bush trimming? Save a Tree will help.
That is what they're there for. Reach out to the fine people at Save a Tree as we get set to take on Littleton here in the second period. Lahr chasing this one in deep. Littleton in their own zone trying to get it out. Pressure in with Gruber stepping in from the blue line. Avoids a hit there, and 2 players collide up on him, and the puck comes out to Littleton. The Hawks skating it out across their own blue line. Lahr settles a bouncing puck down off the glass, goes under the stick of Weber, turned over and shot all the way in by Eagle-Cedar with icing waved off. Eagle-Cedar's not giving up on this play, takes his man hard into the boards, and then Gruber trying to get this one in. He can't. He's got to circle back around while his players get back onside. Weebs has it at the blue line. He couldn't find the puck. Who was loose behind him, and now McGowan in front couldn't get the shot off. He was trying to get creative, as you said, but then he forgot to take the puck with him. Deacon Woolley speeding in. Woolley keeping this in at the blue line. Woolley stick handling through 3 or 4 players. I'd say stick handling in a phone booth, but I don't think any of these kids know what a phone booth is.
You got to go to London.
Look, and he's got Woolley way up ahead, trying to catch these Hawks on a change. Woolley brings it back outside the blue line, then it's kicked in offside. Foster, Haviland, Popovic, Kannenberg, and Kolchevsky. Haviland taking this puck off the faceoff, trying to backhand it over to the far side. All the way in, Kannenberg lining his man up behind the net, shoving him off the puck twice. taking him down, and Littleton still has a puck. Hawks out of the blue line. Turning around, Popovic, shot in. Jack Graham with the save. Angling off the corner and stuck in behind. Back up, Cannonberg to Haviland. Haviland can't stick handle through the player, loses that one at center ice. Cannonberg picks up the loose change, and he goes racing in the left side. Cannonberg takes a shot, another save, rebound down in front. Foster couldn't find it. Cleared out there by the Hawks. Pops bouncing it off the boards. Anticipated play there by the Hawks as they pick up the puck and put it off the glass at the scorekeeper's bench. Kept in, and Noah Popovic's got a chance here. Popovic, power towards the front of the net. It gets on the goalie's paddle, and then he hangs on for the whistle. We are into the second period with 11:34 left to go. The OTT Sports Network kicking it with you here at the Promenade on a Friday night. I want to talk about being back on the ice tomorrow morning to take on Wyoming at 10:30, but I'm more concerned about getting a goal here. My voice is in way too good of shape for the third game of a tournament right now because I have not once said goal. McGowan trying to help me out with that as he puts it back out to Moore. Into Weber, tip, back out to Benevelski. He just feeds that one into the corner. Lauren Weber going after it, collected behind the net by the Hawks. Centering pass gets out of the zone, but Benevelski's back inside his own blue line. Passing across to Owen Moore. Moore, nice feed to center, and Lar tipping that one over to McGowan. Now Lar's chasing it in behind the net. McGowan going to the front. Lar flipping it out to the blue line for Moore. It's underneath his stick, and Moore's back out at center ice. Putting that one, these boards don't seem too forgiving. That wasn't a hard shot, but at the same time, it gets picked up and flipped all the way in. Jack had to be careful with that pop fly. He knocks it down and covers up for the whistle.
You got to consider these boards are resting against concrete, so they're not going to have a lot of give. So, yeah, you're right. They're going to bounce.
I've never thought about that, but it makes a lot of sense. I've seen a lot of dead pucks get hit off the boards and just there's no send to it. Gruber with some time. Has to circle back the other way one more time. Does out, and then getting spun around at center is Toto. Gets past Woolley, and they're trying to split the D here, coming in 1-on-2 against Eagleseder and Gruber. Blocker saved by Graham, sending that one over to the far side. Tipped down, knocked down, and controlled by Gruber. Out to Woolley. Gets past one, but can't get past three. Toto takes his man out with Gruber having this puck back. Gets onto the opposing end side, sending it deep in. Deacon Woolley chasing this one down. Left that one there for Medeo. Out off the boards, and Gruber able to keep it in at the blue line. Toto does the same thing, and then finally it sneaks across. Littleton Hawks at center ice, working their way down the right side. Toto coming back. Toto diving in front. Take the shot, and they put it off the outside of the post. Woolley off the boards and out. Taking it down. Woolley runs into his man and takes the worst of that collision. Hawks trying to build some momentum, but Medeo trying to take it away from him. Can't get through center ice, and Littleton right back in. Jack lets that one sneak through his stick. Gruber on the far side. Littleton getting position on him, with Popovic getting his stick involved in the play. Gruber again still can't get this one out. He's been doing a lot of work this shift, trying to get this one over to Medeo. Medeo centering it out. Popovic trying to take this. Pops racing after it, angling his man off. Pops comes up with the puck, has Toto at center ice. Drop pass over to Medeo, gets knocked down into the circle to Toto, and then out of the zone. Medeo getting physical. Cannonberg off the glass and down, and that's going to be an icing call.
I like how Medeo went in there to finish that check. We need to see a little bit more of that.
physicality needs to be key here against a smaller team. I don't know if it just needs to be a confidence booster or what, but we're going to continue to play against these big teams. Our boys are going to have to find the physical game. Kolchevsky, tip to Pop. No icing as Haviland's going after it. He's trying to beat his man down into the puck. Gets the angle on that. Haviland still has it down behind the net. Drop pass over to Foster. Devin Foster circling, trying to hang on to this puck. Gets it tapped away from him. Popovic steals it away again in the corner. Pops to the backhand. Attempted pass gets off the back of the net into the corner for Foster. Back out to the point. Kolchevsky shooting one in. Haviland tip, and then another shot and a goal.
Oh,
finally a goal. Henry
Wow. There we go.
Let the floodgates open.
Hank the Tank opens it up.
Finally on the board for the first time in six. I need my abacus to count the last how many periods have gone by since we have scored a goal. But Henry Cannonberg finally gets that one for the Warriors. 1-0 is the score. 7:51 left to go in the second. Weaves to McGowan. Graham working his way down the right-hand side. He's got power to the boards up front, and McGowan comes in and gets the goal. Creativity paying off on that one, and it's a 2-0 hockey game right off of the draw.
Now, where has that been over the last, 7 periods?
Finally. Maybe now they got a taste for it. It's like a grizzly bear in blood or whatever, a shark and some kind of wild animal. Hopefully they get that instinct kicking in as the puck is in front. Back over to Woolley. He's trying to shoot one in. Bar in front, or sorry, Weber, not Woolley. Pass comes out of the zone. Owen Moore coming to step into his man at center ice. McGowan turns, fires that one deep in. Weeb's going to chase it down. They send that into the corner. McGowan now giving chase, taking the puck away. Tries to backhand drop that one there. And Moore can't hold it in at the blue line. Benevelski back. Pass over there to Weber. He finds McGowan on the far side. McGowan coming across the red line. Sending it into the offensive zone. Avoiding the hit. Back to Owen Moore. Comes in. Moore can't get a good shot off. It's cut up in the skates of Woolley now who's out there. Moore gets another one off that's deflected over to the far side. Austin Medeo picking it up. Backhand pass out to Benevelski. Sends it to Moore. Couldn't handle that pass. Now Moore's got a race for this. Gets good positioning on his man.
Nice job.
And sends that pass up to Medeo, who's cutting towards the front of the net. Austin Medeo trying to tap one in. Goalie gets a piece of it and sends it up into the mesh and out of play.
Great defensive play by Owen Moore on that one to get his body in front.
Got to use that big body. I've seen him throw it around before. Got to get back into that mentality. Foster, Haviland, and Popovic joining Gruber and Egelseeder here for this O-zone face-off. Pop gets that one off the draw and then kicks it in behind the net. Going in for the hit, he goes down. Gruber's stepping in deep off the blue line. Haviland takes his spot and then finds himself with the puck and he sends it back into the zone. Going around Popovic, Haviland back in to play this one off the boards. Looking for Foster, taken away and then to the blue line. Egelseeder rips a shot in. That one's knocked off the body of Popovic, who's in front of the net. Trying to get a screen in on that goalie. Now Haviland in the corner with Foster. Through a couple of players. And Littleton taken away by Pops in front. Can't find a handle on another shot. Looking for the loose puck. It's still in front and they're saying no goal.
They're saying no goal.
That puck was completely loose in front of the goalie. We could see it very well from up here. The ref had a bad angle on it though, so he blows it a dead puck after it was in the net. Not knocking the refs anything in this game. I hope they're not the same ones that we had this morning, because if they are, then I'd have a few words for them after that last play.
Or at least a video to show them.
Off the boards and out. Popovic flipping it up ahead. Pop's still on. and back out to center. Foster, and that one's hard off the boards to Haviland, sending it into the zone. Goaltender's going to cover with Haviland streaking in to find a rebound. 5:18 left to go, and finally we can say we've got 2 goals up on the board. It's a 2-0 hockey game here. The Warriors in the lead on the OTT Sports Network. McGowan back out to the point. Kolchevsky on the left side there, trying to get one in for Weaver to tip. McGowan now has it behind the net. Off the boards, back out to Cannonberg. Shoots one, looking for another deflection there, but it ends up turning into a block after the tip, and Lars got it behind the net. Reed Lar, centering attempt, back out to Cannonberg. Fires one in, off the goalie, and then it's tucked in. McGowan gets his second of the game. In there, like we were talking about, picking up those loose pucks in front of the net. Graham McGowan tapping it home for 3-0 lead Warriors. It might not sound sportsmanlike of me, Shooter, but I hope we continue to put another 20 in the net here and just get some confidence that these guys can score goals.
I'm with you.
Weaver and Lar, McGowan still out there. McGowan tipping around his man, Lar. Past Cannonberg at the blue line. Cannonberg doing a good job defensively there. Kolchevsky coming over to give him a hand. Setting up in the offensive zone now and then stripped away. Cannonberg has the puck. All the way out across, just about intercepted. Knocked down and picked up by Weaver. He sends that pass all the way in deep as this line finally gets changed. Cannonberg putting that pressure on while his line's changing up, but now coming out with speed is Littleton, working their way all the way from their end, going end to end, taking a shot, and then sending it high and wide of the net, goes off the back glass. Kept in by Littleton, back to Benevelski. Giving it to Medeo. Medeo knocks it off the guy's shoulder pads, and Benevelski kicks it back up to Medeo off the boards. Austin sending this one into the corner. He's back there with Woolley, who knocks it down behind the net, and that kick pass goes over to Littleton, giving it back to Benevelski in his own end. Luckily, offside there. They had to set up, and now Ben Toto works his way in. Toto to the front of the net, gets knocked down and taken out before he can make his final maneuver. Woolley past Toto. Benevelski deep in off the blue line. Toto back, trying to backhand that to Benevelski, kept in at the blue line by Woolley. Woolley through center, had Toto there, couldn't get it to him, and they backhand it out of the zone. Owen Moore off the boards, right up to Medeo. Coming through center, Medeo doesn't get it across the blue line, but he was trapped inside as his teammates sent it in. 2:54 left to go. It's a 3-0 hockey game here, the OTT Sports Network. Harry Haviland and Shooter McGowan. We've got those people in Greece who said they weren't going to be getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch this live, unfortunately. But we do have the bar crowd in Tokyo just getting out, and we know that they are huge fans. Shout out to everybody leaving the gas panic.
Where's your level of commitment, Greece? Come on.
That's what I think. Past Popovic, and it goes all the way down. Of course, we've got our regular viewers in British Columbia, Massachusetts, Michigan, Florida, South Carolina, Arizona, California, and nobody forgot about you, Aunt Edna, in Arkansas.
We love you, Aunt Edna, and we miss your fried chicken.
Foster tangles up his man, so it sneaks back to Gruber, who claps it hard around the boards. Haviland trying to pick this one up. It goes past him and then kept into the blue line by the Hawks. Foster back to Haviland. Flipping it out of the zone, but it's going to be a little bit too much heat on that. Icing. Oh, that's a pretty shoddy way to take an icing as it trickles across the goal line and the player's only 5 feet away. I said shoddy.
Shoddy.
Just like I said deck.
Just like deck?
Yeah, like my deck that got the shrubs trimmed all around it. This is a PG broadcast. I think I've only slipped up once. And we did have some maybe R-rated commentary up in Michigan to start the season with Stan Halott. We miss you here right now, buddy. Haviland shoots. Oh, and the goalie just got a piece of that as he was looking for the far side. Egelseeder managing to keep that in. Popovic back over to Haviland, who's in front. Trying to turn this back to his forehand. Haviland knocking around his player. And then can't collect the puck, but still in on him. Two players come in to finally take that puck away, and Littleton has it blocked off of their pass attempt to clear by Popovic. Back out to center. Egelseeder over to Gruber. Grub's through, and Popovic just had that one bounce off of his skate. Gruber, he's going to take this one all the way in on his own now. For Popovic, Egelseeder is stepping into the wrong side. Now he goes, takes his man into the corner. McGowan going back in behind the net. The speedy player of Littleton beats him to the puck, but Graham manages to push him out of position so he can take it. The pass all the way up to Lahr, and Reed Lahr coming off the bench with a breakaway. Lahr trying to tuck it in. Gets it. Goal! Reed Lahr on the breakaway. Excellent look there, coming out of their own zone. Finding Lahr off the bench with that long change second period. It's a 4-0 hockey game with 1:15 left to go in the second. Oh yes, I am forgetting about our South African viewers. We got OTT family down in South Africa.
You got quick text on that one.
Yes.
You didn't give the shout out.
I did not give the shout out. South Africa in the house with us here on Friday evening. That one gets tipped up out of play, forcing the scorekeepers to duck down. I would have at least covered my head. They just ducked down. You might as well stand up straight.
I don't know what value it is to duck in.
Just stand up straight. If you're going to take it off the noggin, you might as well be standing tall and proud while you do it. Cannonberg powering his way up the left side. Henry Cannonberg. Drop pass over to McGowan. He's looking for another one. McGowan shoots and just about had that through the glove of the goaltender. He's looking for his hattie as he seems to be on fire tonight. What did he eat this afternoon?
I can't even tell you what he ate, okay? It'll be really disturbing to a lot of people, so we'll save that for another time.
Wasn't that peanut butter and mayo and pickle sandwich he made him when he stayed at my house one day, was it?
May have been. But it works.
And a side of raw onions? Like, who does that? Weber and Moore working their magic at the blue line. It's into Littleton, bounces off, but Moore's back there. Flips one in, taken out of play, but Lars steals it away. Flip in front, McGowan looking for the baseball swing. And Benevelski keeps it in with Lahr behind the net. Centering back out to Moore. Moore shoots it, it's off the crossbar, trying to tuck that home is Lahr, and he does get it. In the greasy areas, doing the dirty work, and Reed Lahr gets a goal with a 5-0 lead now. Warriors, a couple of late second period goals. We've only got 15 seconds left to go. This line getting rewarded with a continued shift. They want to see Lahr on the right side of that red line, then he steps across it again. Telling him to back up. Clean win back to Owen Moore. Tipped up. Controlled by Littleton. The Hawks get it outside their zone. Benevelski in the hunt for it. Sends it cross ice, but now the Hawks put it in on Moore with the buzzer sounding. Wow. It's the end of the second period, Shooter, and we've got ourselves a 5-0 hockey game. They're saying shots on goal are 17-5. I believe there's been a few more than that. With my tally counter up here loosely looking, I'm thinking more about 30-6.
Probably pretty close, yeah. All right, so Harry, it's third period. We just had a solid 5-goal period, or was it a 4-goal period? I can't remember how we finished
No,
it off.
I think it was a 5-goal period. It was 0-0 going into that second.
Your strategy for the third period here.
Don't give up. Continue the pressure. Lay it to them. That's the way I'd be. After the last couple of games of not being dominated but not being able to score, let's see how many guys we can get on this score sheet here.
Agreed.
Continue with your defensive efforts of keeping those pucks away from Jack Graham. He's been doing a great job with the shots that he's faced, but you don't want to let Littleton jump back into this. The Hawks is a solid team. It's a solid program. If you give them that little bit of momentum, there's no room to sit back here by the Warriors. Continue to do what you're doing.
You know, you just brought up a name, Jack Graham. We have to give a huge shout out to Jack Graham. And being in a situation like this where you're kind of bubbling from one team to the other, it's hard to gain that continuity and that camaraderie, but Jack does such a great job. He's such a terrific kid, and he's looking strong in net right now.
He's looking great back there. Like you said, it's tough. The defense and the goalies have a special bond of the way they like to play the puck and they like to play in their own end. Jack can step right up with these guys. He's known a lot of these players forever, and he is a feisty goalie too. He's not afraid to tell those boys what he wants to see in his own end.
And have I mentioned the kid has great hair?
Yes,
Great
you
hair.
did.
Great
That
hair.
was last week, and we still haven't seen the flow come out. Maybe he'll lift the helmet up as he skates off the ice tonight for us. And I do have to remember to clean that score clock off before we go. I've been talking about it, and I caught crap for it again this afternoon. Every time we leave the score up, that's the thumbnail on YouTube. So if you're going to watch the game later, when you click on YouTube, you see the final score. So we've got to make sure to take that down at the end of the game. Lair puts it in McGowan's back. He didn't see it, and they're fighting for it at center ice. Then Lair. I did say Lair there, didn't I? Oh,
You did.
back
but
to my old school ways.
Hey, it's okay. It's a learning process.
Kolchevsky fighting in the offensive zone by himself. Back over to Medeo as he goes back to his defensive post at the blue line. Off the boards, kept in there by Deacon Woolley, taking a shove off the back. Woolley's fighting his way through a couple of players. Medeo joining the fight along with Toto. Everybody bunched up in the corner. Cannonberg gets that stripped away, then has to kick it ahead of him, bump it across. And they're going to give Cannonberg a penalty. I think he might have got his stick tied up in that guy at the blue line. I'm not going to complain about that one. So killing this one off is going to be Toto and Woolley out there with Egelceder and Gruber. Egelceder showing his man up against the boards, trying to work this puck out of the zone, killing those precious seconds off the clock in his own end. Good work there by Egelceder. Now he takes a shoulder to the head. Toto finally coming in, trying to sneak this puck out. It's tied up in the corner. The ref's not blowing the whistle. He's watching what's going on. It comes out to Toto, who flips it to the blue line. Not out. That was still inside. One-timer attempt comes in, and Jack Graham making the save.
The refs adopting a little bit of a beer league mentality there. Let them play, run out the clock. Let's get this thing done so we can go home.
I've been in those scrums in beer league, and you're in the corner like, boys, don't try so hard. Boys, let's settle this down. It's 10:30 at night. I need a beer. Come on, boys. Haviland out of the zone as the next line's out there to kill off the next minute of this penalty. Taken away by Gruber. Flips it off the boards, gets it out. There's my Canadian accent. Off a weird bounce, Popovic couldn't control it, and the Hawks put it right back in behind the net for Gruber. Around for Haviland, off the boards. Popovic going after that, no
Good hustle
icing.
by Pop.
Pops, good work there as he couldn't get the second one or the third one. The backhand, and he does manage to get a shot on net. Haviland now in behind the net on the forecheck on the penalty kill. Trying to hold this one up against the boards, killing some time. Haviland has it back on his backhand. Great work here by the defense defensive efforts of the Warriors. 20 seconds left to go in the penalty, taken away by Eggleseder. Edmund Gruber trying to feed this one out of the zone. Or sorry, Moore is out there. That was Haviland, not Gruber. Haviland gets it taken away at the top of the slot. Back to Gruber, sending that one all the way down, but it's going to be right on the goalie. Perfectly placed shot there ends the penalty, and the Warriors are back to 5 players.
Oh.
Stripped away by McGowan. Here comes Graham McGowan through center, looking for the backhand, and the rebound attempt. Gets a second shot off the pad of the goalie. It's in front, Woolley with the backhand, and another one. Lar in after it. And the goaltender finally hangs on for the whistle. Great second and third efforts here by the Warriors, as they are hanging on to a 5-0 lead with 9:14 left to run off this clock. It is run time now with the 5-goal differential.
Oh.
Lara in the corner. Weber with him. Comes out by Littleton. Sneaky move taken away there by Lar. He's looking for his second as he's battling in the corner. Back out to the center and not able to get the shot off there was the Warriors, but Benebelski keeping it in at the blue line momentarily and then turning it back around. McGowan was onside, and now he chases this one down in behind the net. To the point, held in by Moore. Back over to McGowan. Nobody there with him. He fires one in that's deflected, and Littleton sends this one down. It's going to be an icing call as time continues to tick off this third period score clock. Toto, Medeo, and Woolley getting back into the action here in the offensive zone with Kannenberg and Kolchevsky on the point. Littleton takes that face-off win, gets it back. Kannenberg spins off his man and then dumps it deep into the Hawks zone. Here goes Toto. Medeo's going to pick it up. He has Toto right behind him. Toto taking his man down, or Medeo's going to get an interference call. That's
wow.
I'm going to say that's a little weak there. That's very soft.
I would consider that a little bit of a courtesy call, but
I think so.
Yeah.
I've had marshmallows in the cupboard at my house for the last few months that are definitely harder than that call.
Wow.
Speaking of which, maybe it's a good s'mores night out on the patio. It was 90 degrees today here in Denver.
Not with your hard as a rock marshmallows.
You throw some fire on there and some chocolate, it all melts together.
Man.
Hey man, they don't pay me enough here at the OTT Sports Network. We got to eat what's in the
We
cupboard.
fly on a BBJ, for God's sakes.
Well, that jet is a privilege.
We'll steal from some of the marshmallows from the BBJ.
Oh, they're always soft and fresh up there.
They are.
Minute 26 left to go in this penalty as Littleton tries to get set up on the power play. Through the skates and then making the pass over. They sneak it outside of the zone. Woolley trying to take this away. Woolley does, but it was just a little bit ahead of his reach. Back in past Kannenberg. Kolchevsky and icing call.
An icing call.
Wow. What side of the pink line was he on?
Well, I guess from where he was, maybe it looked that way, but no.
Still killing off a penalty in the O-zone for the next 48 seconds. Foster out there with Lar. Lar pushing and shoving behind the net. Good job there by Reed. Centering pass to Foster, trying to get a shot off, and a second one he can't get. Backhand kept into the point by Moore. In for Lar. Lar's been really stepping up. He's had a couple of great games here in the today for sure, and last night.
I think once we start getting his name correctly, it really pays off.
That must be it. He doesn't want to go down in the history books as Laird. It has to be Lar, and now he is proving it. Tipped out by him and racing out to center ice. can't get a stick on there with being tied up. Moore couldn't get a stick on it either, and it's turned back around with the Warriors sending it out to center ice. Pick up by the Hawks now with the final 5 minutes of play in the game. Still a 5-0 lead for the Warriors. Back out to the blue line by the Hawks, trying to tip that one in front. They send it deep into the corner. Benevelski after it. Weber out to Popovic. Pop's got some time as he comes in. He's got Weber going towards the front of the net. Pop spins back, tries to give that one to Weber. We'll call that a pass and not a lost puck off of his blade. And Weebs still has it. Weebs coming out of the circle, back out to the point. Egelceder sees a line. He shoots one in. The tip is blocked down by Popovic. And then in front, Weber gets a good shot off that was blocked before it gets into the goaltender. The zone, Egelceder off the far boards for Gruber. His line mates get on side as he crosses the blue line. Eggie working his way back as a Littleton player trying to steam his way into the offensive zone. Egelceder takes that away from him and passes it up to Popovic, who tips it ahead. And Pops gets it off the body. Here comes Noah Popovic. A couple of players get back on top of him, and he doesn't get a clean shot off, but Weber's tripped up in the corner, and the Hawks end up with the puck.
What's that call? Oh, net maybe off?
Net off?
Oh, the Littleton coach is not liking this.
Oh, as the net comes off as the puck was coming out of their own end. Oh. Littleton coach giving it to the referee there.
Wow. I mean, valid, but yeah.
I understand where he's coming from. Not saying anything would have developed from it, but we might have been arguing in that direction if it was against us. Toto trying to take this away. Ben Toto in front. Sharp angled shot gets in there. Wooley's looking for a rebound. They're hanging onto his stick as they knock him down. He skates away, and 3 minutes left to go here in a runtime third period. That one's cleaned up at the face-off draw, and then Golcheski doing a good job of not letting the Hawks get past center ice. Hawks still trying to fight for it. Stick lift there by Toto. Woolley breaking in towards the center, along with Golcheski turning, and then Golcheski and Woolley couldn't get it on their stick. Off the boards, out to the blue line. Picked back up by Woolley. Speeding his way into the zone, gaining the blue line. Woolley goes in. Taking a bump up against the boards with the puck bouncing out to Littleton. Medeo taking his man out. Austin Medeo cleaning up the puck, centering pass picked off by the Hawks. Littleton takes it back out to center ice where it's picked up by Woolley. Bouncing another one off the boards, and then Littleton finally gets it into Cannonberg. Misfires on another one. I think we've got to check his stick or something. He's had a few of those. Cannonberg did get us on the board early, not early in this game, but early in the second period for the first goal the Warriors have scored in a long time. He knocks that one out. Medeo flipping it up. It's just past Lair, but it's going to go all the way down for an icing call against the Warriors. Winding down to 1 minute and 30 left to go in this 5-0 hockey game. Look at see the coach talking to Cannonberg about his stick on the bench, as I just mentioned. Coach is grabbing it going, is there a crack in here or something, or where are you holding on to this? See, I can coach NHL.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Benevelski up to Lar. Out to center ice, Foster and McGowan coming across. Devin Foster working hard, McGowan going towards the front of the net. Foster turning, Lar into the corner. Two players going down hard. Lar getting a couple of cross checks there. They're not going to call a penalty against Littleton at this point. Foster, nifty maneuvers, and he gets a shot off, and the goalie punches it up into the mesh with 40 seconds left to tick off. Foster, Lar, and McGowan still out there. This is what might be the final puck drop of the game. The Warriors with a 5-0 lead as time winds down. That instruct Lara to step outside that red dot.
Oh.
It's won by Foster back out to the point, but Benevelski had to skate for it, and then he feeds it back up to Foster, who's trying to do his work at center ice. 2 seconds left, and the buzzer sounds. This game is over. We go from losing 2 shutout games to winning a shutout, 5-0. Great job by Jack Graham stepping up between the pipes for the Warriors. And they finally managed to tally up some goals. 10:30 tomorrow morning is when we'll be back on the ice right here at the Promenade. Again, not sure what rink we're going to be on. Hopefully it's right here. This is a decent one to get a view from on the blue rink.
This is a great one, but unfortunately I do think we're on red tomorrow.
And then we will be at that glass where you see all the cameras lined up there because nobody gets internet service on the red rink. Red rink tomorrow morning against Wyoming. We owe that team, as we were up 3-1 on them. They came back and we tied a game. I think it was 3-3 or 4-4.
At least today we reminded ourselves we know how to put the puck in the net, and that's the important.
That's a great reminder to give yourselves.
Yeah.
But it's been fun today. Thanks for kicking it with us for 2 games in this Silver Sticks tournament. Your boys are 1-2 heading into tomorrow morning's action. I'm Harry Haviland on behalf of Shooter McGowan and the rest of the OTT team. We love all of you. Enjoy your Friday evening, and we'll see you in the morning. I'm signing out.